Welcome back to Drola's Garage. Today I'm going to work on the motor for the Safari. Got a few things to do to it, so that's what's coming up. Stay tuned. Transmission also needs to be done. So here on the table, I have some parts. I ended up buying 2 new oil lines because it's just easier that way. They weren't that expensive, as expensive as I thought they were going to be. So I figured just replace them, put 2 brand new ones. New oil filter, new ground strap. The one that the car has is okay, but why not? I had this one actually on the, in the drawer there, so why not put it on? I'm missing 2 of the oil cooler seals. That's what these are. These are the 2 small ones. I'm missing the 2 large ones. I'm waiting for them to arrive. 6 intake gaskets, a muffler gasket, thermostat O-ring, breather cover gasket. I ordered a set of these, the valve cover gaskets here. I actually had a set that but whatever, I'll just put the other one back on the shelf. Some more exhaust gaskets for the catalytic, because I'm going to remove that catalytic and put a gutted one. The catalytic will stay with the car. I don't want it, but just for more sound, a little more performance, I'm going to put a gutted one. Flywheel bolts. I bought some CV axle bolts because one of them got stripped. The head inside got stripped, but I bought a few extras. These are output flange seals for the transmission. Rear main seal, front pulley seal for the motor, shift shaft seal, and input shaft seal. The tube for the heater, and I think that's about it for now. Those are the parts that I'm going to be working with today. And then I will need to come over here, take these tins off. I guess I'll take this one off. I'll take the muffler off. I'm going to need to get to that pulley up, the pulley seal up inside of there. So I'm going to have to take all that off. And I don't know, I think I'm going to just go ahead and take the AC bracket off too, since I'm not going to put the AC compressor on. And I don't know, I guess that's it. But first things first, I got to take the intake off. That's going to be the hardest thing. Not that it's going to be that hard, but still. I got to label all of the wires. Each one of these little harness connectors need to be labeled so I don't forget where they go. And that's it. This whole thing should lift up as one piece. And like I said, I'm not going to do anything with it. The car runs fine. There's no need to do anything with any of this stuff. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Going back to these oil cooler seals, you know those times when you say to yourself, I know I have that. I've seen it. I know it's there. You go look for it. You can't find it. Nowhere. Everywhere where you would think it would be, it's not there. I know I have those seals somewhere. Apparently they're back ordered. That's gonna slow things down a little bit. I'm gonna start with the transmission. First things first, gotta get these output flanges on. I gotta get this guide tube here for the slave, the clutch, whatever thingy. And this guy out here. And also the reverse switch has a crush ring on there. And that's it. I'll replace them and slap it back together. Easy enough. Supposedly. Let's see. Let's hope. So here is the transmission. As you saw, that came apart fairly easily. The seals and their respective replacements. So assembly is the reverse of disassembly. I am going to put a little bit of sealant on these guys. People say not to, but I don't know. I've always used this stuff here, this 574. Never had one leak on me. So I just put a little tiny bit and just smear it all around. I know you're supposed to put them on dry, but like I said, I've never had one of those, something that I've put this on that has ever leaked again. So I stick to what works for me. I was fortunate to be able to find that crush ring. I wasn't sure if I had it, but I found exactly the right one. And that's it. Look at this little guy. Look how cute it is. It's so tiny. All right, got to put it back together now. And that's that. I got these guys torqued in to 33 foot-pounds like it's supposed to be. I got the new ground strap on, new crush washer, new seal there, new seals here, and also on the input shaft. So the gearbox is good to go. I can put it aside and start working on this guy now. Back at it. I got all these guys labeled. These go to transmission, so I already know what those are. What else? Labeled the guy here, the throttle, the idle switch. Put an R here for red for the distributor, so I know which one of the two hoses goes where. Disconnected this air hose here, this heater hose. So basically, I think I just need to start pulling out nuts. I got to get this one. I got to remember this one here. And from what I can see, it should just, the whole thing should just come up. This whole mess of spaghetti here should come up in one shot. That's the idea, at least. I mean, let's see. All right, so I'm gonna get to taking nuts off. So as you saw, the intake came out. I have it there like that for now. I don't want to rest it on the injectors. I don't want to lay it flat because it's going to rest on the injectors, and I don't want to do that on the hard floor. I'll put it up on the table or maybe on that one where at least it's sitting on plastic. Now, fortunately it came off without too much of a hassle. I had forgotten to disconnect the warm-up regulator, the fan, and the auxiliary air device, or whatever you call this thing that the thing's hooked up to. Something very important, you need to make sure that all of the nuts and washers are accounted for. 12 and 12. Because the last thing you want is for one of them to have fallen down inside one of the intake ports, because that is no bueno. So anyway, they're all there. That's a good thing. Now I can go ahead and take this off and take care of it. Man, it looks like there was some serious leak back here. I don't know. Look at all that dried up, crusty stuff here. So while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and take this fan shroud out and clean it. Take it outside, hose it down, scrub it with a brush, and make it look new. But yeah, that's funky. Looks like it's all coming from there. Yep. I decided against taking the shroud out because I'd have to disconnect the alternator, and I don't feel like doing all that. So I just sprayed some water and some degreaser. You see I have all the ports already plugged up. So I'm just gonna wipe it down. I'm gonna clean it up as best I can, and that's it. I'm not gonna, again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'll clean this up, try to get all this oil out of here. But yeah, this was definitely leaking from here. I need to plug this hole up too. Actually, I need to take this off and change that gasket anyway. So, yep. All right, it's pretty clean. That valve cover gasket was definitely leaking. I can't quite get into all of that, but that's okay. It's not really a big deal. I'm gonna take this little guy off and change. There's gotta be a crush washer in there. And I gotta take this guy off. I'm gonna have to get a razor blade, clean that old gasket up really well, put the new one on, and slap that thing back together. Same here, crush ring here, and the O-ring here, which I have over there on the table. And crush rings I have a bunch, so. So you guys just watched me put the rear main seal on the motor. That was about 2 weeks ago. And I'll be honest with you, I've been just knocking it out and I haven't filmed the progress, and it dawned on me that I should have done that. But oh well, it's too late. The motor's already back together, as you can see. There's a couple little things. I need vacuum lines that go to the distributor for the vacuum advance and retard. And I need the sump kit, which I've already ordered, the sump gaskets, which I didn't have. So I ordered those and I'm just waiting for them to arrive. So again, I apologize for not filming the rest. I adjusted the valves, obviously changed the gaskets. I put new intake gaskets since I had the intake off. I don't know, that's about it. O-ring distributor, distributor O-ring. About it. One thing I still have to do is just put the air filter on. Bought a new air filter for the motor. Transmission still a little dirty, but it's ready to go back in the car. So basically, I might even maybe even work on that today. Get these guys mated up, and I need to get the engine off of the engine stand in order to put the clutch and the flywheel and all that stuff on the backside. Also, the oil cooler has to go on after the engine is off of the engine stand. But otherwise, and I can't put this piece on also until the oil cooler's on. So kind of that corner there needs a little bit, I gotta like finish. That's about it. But I'm anxious to get this thing back in the car. And that'll wrap up the video. General maintenance stuff, pretty easy. So like I said before, it's ready to put motor and transmission back together, get it back in the car, and that way car will be running and driving again. I can put the oil lines in also, those new oil lines once everything is installed. And that'll be another video. So stay tuned for that. Meanwhile, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and until the next one, thanks for watching.